just wanna know your heart. I just wanna know your heart better than I've ever known anything.
I'm a race car driver. Been doing that pretty much my entire life.
We met at the racetrack. It's a special place to us. He definitely crushed on me first, and then a year later, I finally went on a date with him, and the rest is history. So I remember we found out on Valentine's Day that we were pregnant with Amelia.
I still remember when Emmy was born, when she first came out, and I'll never forget that moment. Just your life changes forever, and I don't think I've ever been so happy as that day.
When you call my name, I wanna know it's you.
I was expecting my second time becoming like a mom to two to be a lot easier, honestly. It's gonna be like riding a bike. It's gonna be easy, and I'm gonna have way less anxiety because I'm not going to be going through the throes of what a first-time mom goes through, and we're just gonna be a happy little family of 4.
I just wanna know your heart. I just wanna know your heart.
I was like very late into my pregnancy, and they were doing an ultrasound, and they found an abnormal measurement. The plan was to have Nate, and they were just going to follow up on those measurements. He was perfect. His birth was a little on the wild side, but he was here, and everything was checking out really, really well at the hospital.
The first signs were he was constantly, it seemed like he was fidgeting, he wasn't comfortable, and we came to learn that was because he was having a hard time breathing, right?
Just so oblivious to like the challenges that were about to hit me. And there's like 4 people in a tiny little doctor's office. Why is there so many people in here still? Like naive. They're like, you may want to get your husband on the phone. Like we want to chat with both of you.
Yeah, I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was at home and just got the call, and he basically said, Sean, take a seat, and we've got some news to share. Yeah, it's like getting hit by a truck, honestly.
I remember him just blurting it out. Like the doctor just said, Nate's scans came back with a large VSD hole and a moderate to small ASD hole, and Nate will require surgery. It is not a matter of if, it will be a matter of when.
It's such an emotional blow to get that news that he needed open heart surgery somewhere between 3 and 6 months old. You never expect that going into having a kid to have to go through that.
And then the doctor said something that I just clung onto for 4 months, which was, if it was my son, and he needed open heart surgery, I would want him to have what Nate has. And if everything goes well in the open heart surgery and everything heals properly, everything will be just fine, and it'll just be a distant memory for you. But until then, this is gonna be hard. It's terrifying to think that we had to do this in a pandemic, because I had to do all of the appointments on my own. So I had to represent Sean, I had to represent myself, and I had to represent my little baby. And I had to be the person who said all the right things and had all the right information together so that people could know what was going on with Nate.
I was just doing as much as I could with Amelia to allow Kirsten to focus on Nate and give the extra time needed to make sure he's getting as full of feeds as possible, because the key is to allow him to gain as much weight as possible so that he could be as big as he could be going into surgery, because that just increases the likelihood of success.
So I had to constantly track what his breathing looked like, and then I needed to make sure I could recognize when things were going south, when things weren't going well. It's terrifying. There's the waiting to get from triage into passing along your baby to a nurse. It's it's the worst feeling because you're anxious and you're nervous, but you're happy because it's kind of, you're hoping that this is the beginning of healing.
I just wanna know your heart better than I've ever known anything.
I know I would never say that it was the happiest day of our life, any day your baby is getting open heart surgery, but that moment in itself was definitely, it was up there for one of the happiest moments of our lives, I'm sure.
It was the best feeling I had in probably my whole life. Just so grateful that like it worked out, he's good, and now we just get to focus on healing.
I'm listening. I just wanna know your heart.
They don't just take care of your child, they're taking care of you, and you don't even have to ask, they just do it, and they're so pleasant regardless of the tough circumstances they're going through, you know, working crazy amount of hours, lots of overtime, minimal resources, and they've got a smile on their face. They're pleasant to deal with.
They have to take care of moms, and they have to take care of dads, and they have to take care of our crazy expectations or our crazy theories or our constant questions. And I had access to someone who was an absolute like vessel of an angel 24/7.
Everybody in Edmonton knows how great the Stollery is, and you always hear about it, but now that we've lived it firsthand, really drives it home, and it makes you want to get out there and support.
So we are so delighted to work towards giving back to the 4C unit, the cardiac unit at the Stollery Children's Hospital.
I just wanna know your heart better than I've ever known anything.
I'm just really looking forward to the day where I get to tell them the story of what we endured when they were young, and especially Nate, just to look at him and go, you have been through so much. You can get through this right now, whatever this is when he's older.
Better than I've ever known anything.
I look at those two little humans and they give me so much purpose and so much life.
We're just so happy to be a healthy, happy family that's, you know, just going through the steps of being a young family and all the challenges and joy that goes along with that.
Your heart, I just wanna know your heart. I just wanna know